start live stream soon. I'll start it.
Okay, so I'm going to call this meeting to order. Would everybody join me? Pledge of Allegiance, please.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Steve, I think that we should just designate Sue as our official Pledge of Allegiance gal, and
Yeah.
then all three of us saying it off key and off apart.
I
Sure,
make
I'd be
that
happy to.
motion. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And that's because I do have my flag in case Steve's not in the office when we do this.
That's a good idea. Okay, so this should be a pretty short meeting. Let me make the motion first that the selectmen authorize the first selectman to send a letter to O&G Industries authorizing they enter into contract with the respective contractors as recommended by the Municipal Building Committee for the total contract award amounts indicated in O&G's letter dated 2/24/21 addressed to the MBC. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Harry, second. So discussion. Have you had a chance to look at this? This is really just the further awarding of contracts to the lowest responsible bidders for a number of projects at the new school.
Yes, I did go through.
Yeah, and they've done all the vetting. O&G have done all the vetting in Arcadis. You know, are they qualified? Will they do a good job? What are their references? So I'm comfortable with this.
Mhm.
They're doing a really good job so far. You guys have any comments or concerns or issues?
No, I'm fine with it too.
No,
Okay, so all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carries 3-0. I'll make our second motion. I make a motion that the selectmen appoint Sean O'Neill as the town of Brookfield tree warden, filling a vacancy for a term 3/1/21 to 2/7/22. Do I have a second?
Second?
Sue seconds. Discussion. We announced Sean as an employee at the Board of Selectmen meeting, but the charter calls for us having to actually appoint him. He's an appointed official. So
Right.
that's why we're doing that tonight. Any further discussion or comments?
no.
This is a tough one, Harry. You got to think about it a little bit. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that concludes our business. Is there any, we should be adding public comment. I'm going to make sure we add public comment to any of these in case people want to join us.
I just want to make one comment. I think that it's important that when we do talk about bids, that we specify what you specified today, that it is not the lowest bid, it's the lowest competent bid, because most of the time it's defined as the lowest bid. And that, for anybody who knows contracting at all, that always was a bugaboo of mine.
Mhm.
That we're taking, and people think you're just taking the lowest bid regardless of the quality. So I don't know how, I just think you need to make people, I just think it's good practice, and I don't know how we would do it, but, especially.
I agree with you 100%. It's the lowest responsible bidder.
Right.
Somebody has good reputation, has good references, has the financial and structural wherewithal to actually do the project. We don't have somebody with 4 employees bidding on a $7 million drywall job.
Yeah, I mean, you're the only person that I've heard say that. And I just think that somehow we should get the word out to the committees and boards and commissions that when you're talking about or writing about bids, to make sure that, I just think it's good practice.
I think it is. Because we had that in one case the last time we approved. The lowest bidder, we weren't comfortable with based on various factors, and we didn't go with the lowest bidder. We went with the next lowest, who was very responsible. So
Good.
Yeah,
It
I
is
think if we can keep that wording within the motion, that's
Yeah.
important to point out.
yeah, that's not actually in the motion, but I did say it. In the future, I think I think we could add as the lowest to
Sure.
the respective contractors as the lowest responsible bidders awarded or recommended by MBC.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mhm.
That's a good idea.
Steve, one other point. I contacted Nick about the Brookfield BHS Athletic Association, the committee with the facilities building outside.
Yeah,
Nick Castellano is kind of heading that now. The monies that they have are going to be turned over to the Booster Club. And that is for specifically the facilities program. Any of that money that the boosters are going to get would be put towards that, towards new signs or making new signs. The banners that are up are generating money. It's going into this account, and that will continue, but it'll be under the boosters. Also, I am going to be getting, he told me that Steve, our athletic director, has the renderings for that last, the last renderings for the building, the structure on the, up where the main gate is, where we normally take tickets. So I'm gonna get that from Steve, get copies made and get, or I can just email a copy to you and a copy to Paul Checo, just so that you have it on file.
okay.
Yeah, I'd love to
don't
see it too,
think-
Harry, please.
Yeah.
Just a sec, Sue. It's not on our agenda item, so I think you can make the
Mhm.
statement, but I don't think we should really discuss it.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that when I was halfway through. That was my
We can
public
make a
comment.
statement as public comment because.
Yes, that was my fault. Harry Shaker, 87 Long Meadow.
Right, just to follow the rules.
Yes.
Exactly.
Um,
We should discuss that, though.
Yeah,
Let's do
well, I'm
that.
gonna get the information, and I will get that to the proper people.
Great.
yeah. Well, we gather again March 22nd. Maybe that's something we can put on our agenda.
Yeah, I'll ask Ginny to do that. Then we can just have a brief discussion.
Sounds good.
Yeah, because I think that's something that the residents would like to hear.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not adding anything to the agenda, but I do feel like sometimes with our coffees, we're bringing business to that, where the intention of it is to have conversations about what's happening in town, where the business end of it, unless it's something that is like a deadline, should be brought to the Board of Selectmen meetings instead.
Yeah, kind of more aspirational kind of things
Right.
that we'd like. to
Are we now going to meet someplace for our coffee with the selectmen?
Yeah,
Good question,
Canada.
Harry.
we can go to Canada now.
Yeah, they won't let us over the border.
I
We'd have to sit 6 feet apart.
Yeah. So what I think we should,
You can sit in a like a six, a 6-person booth. You could sit.
Or table maxes are 8.
Yeah.
So
if everybody's vaccinated, why don't we do this? Why don't we adjourn and then we can carry it over? I make a motion that we adjourn. Do I have a second?
okay. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we can stop recording, right, Jenny?